At night, this is what you would see. This would be full of sheep. We put about 100. There's 3 sections. We put about 100 in each section, a little over sometimes when we're starting. There's water for them, free choice, all day and all night. And then, so at 10 o'clock at night, somebody will come through here. They'll get all the ones that have lambed. If there's a problem with one that needs to be pulled, they'll pull it and take care of them that way. We like to try and let them be born on their own. It's much easier on the ewe than having a human arm, in there messing around trying to pull the lambs. After they're born and everything's good, we hopefully have all the lambs. Then we'll put them into one of these individual jugs, because what a ewe does is she always goes along. Before she lambs, she'll try and claim somebody else's lamb. That's a lot of the reason to have them locked in together, where we can grab them, put them separately with her lambs, and then the next ewe that has lambs doesn't come along and sniff her lambs and think they're hers. That happens. That's the reason for the individual jugs, is because they just want to claim each other. Sometimes you'll have 3 ewes that have all lambed in this section, and they're all confused. And then you got one that's trying to have lambs and she's claiming some of them. And you just got to sort it out and see who goes with who and get them put in the jugs. And when they're wet, they'll claim them, put them together, and that way they're doing good. But the reason to bring them in the barn is the warmth. Dogs, predators can't get in with them and get them at night. So it's a good place, dry ground, much warmer. When you get 300 ewes in this shed, it's fairly warm at night. When you open the doors, you can feel the heat just from the body heat. So a good dry place to have it. We bed it. At first we were bedding it twice a week. Now we're bedding it about once a week. Is enough, because we're getting down on toward the end of lambing. So there's a brand new one that's just barely been born, just in the last hour or so. We'll leave her alone and let her mother it right there. She may have another, so we'll just give her a little bit. So this is the pen that during the day we feed them first thing in the morning in the light. We let them out. We fed it the night before with good alfalfa and corn, and then they can come out and eat first thing in the morning. And we've let them, they're full now and just wanting to lay around, and it's a nice day, so they're out here. We do have the gate open that they can go in the shed if they want to. And ewes are better, probably because they're sheared. They'll go in the barn and have the lamb where it's warm. The cow seems to want to just have it out in the snowbank a lot. So anyway, this is where we have them. As we come out here every couple hours, go through everything and pick the lambs up and carry them in and put them into the jug barn.
Point out, do you know what the breeds are?
Yeah. So the black-faced sheep, or the Suffolk sheep, we run a few of those so we can keep a few Suffolk bucks to cross on. So the majority of ours are Targhee ewes, and then Rambouillet. Also yellow tags in the ear is a Rambouillet, green or white is a Targhee, and then red is our Suffolk sheep. That's how we can tell. Some of them you can just tell. Some of them we got to look at the tags to make sure what they are. So we run the white face ewes because they are good mothers. They take care of their lambs. Their size is about right. The wool is good. The black face wool isn't as desirable as the white face wool. Keep them out here. It's a nice dry pen. It's a nice day. Like I said, when it does rain, you will go over there and go into the shed. If it was a real cold day, then you got to be out here a lot more and move them right in the shed if they're not already in there. So this is one of our green tag Targhee ewes. She's had a couple of lambs here. So as soon as they're you know, they've kind of mothered up and whatnot. Then we stick them in these jugs in the jug barn. They're given, we iodine the navel. They're given some drench. At that point, we check the used bag for milk and make sure she does have good milk, and we take any plug out of the bag, out of the teat that she would have, so the lamb has an easier time getting a hold. If it's a weaker lamb, we'll tube them, we'll milk the ewe out, and we'll tube them. So they just gotta, if they have energy, they'll go and we'll help them get nursing if they need help. But if not, if they're doing good, they usually do it on their own. We want them to do it as much on their own as they possibly can, but we can give a tube one or bottle till they get strong enough to get going. You know, save them. But we want to give them every opportunity to thrive on their own, but be watchful and make sure we're not, you know, that we're not losing them. Okay, so this is a ewe that has, she's an old ewe. She's made the living for the SUU farm for a long time. She has a bad bag. It's really long before she lambed. She's just old, it's stretched out, but she's a great ewe. But we took and we adopted two of our really good replacement ewes, we thought, on her, and she's taken them. But 2 is the ideal number for lambs because they have 2 teats to suckle, to raise their lambs, and each lamb can be eating at the same time. Triplets, if a ewe has a lot of milk, she can raise them, but again, she only has 2 bags, so the ideal number is 2 lambs per ewe. And she's loving them. We did mark her BB for bad bag, just so that in the fall that we make sure that she gets to go down the road, because next year she won't be able to raise probably any lambs with that bag. But just a good old ewe that has really just paid the bills here at the SUU farm for a long time. This is the sheep brand for the college, for SUU Agriculture College. We'll dip it in paint and put it right in the center of their back, and it's very humane way to brand. Obviously different than cattle where you do a hot brand or a freeze brand for cattle, but that marks that's ours. That's the mark they'll carry all summer. It doesn't last. As soon as the wool's gone, it really wears off by late fall. It's gone, and so just a way to mark the sheep and know, identify whose it is. The paint nowadays is so much better than the old paint. It doesn't affect the wool quality, so they've made it so it's good to go with the wool. Okay, so in the fall, as we get off the mountain, they do what's called tagging, and that's just shearing the ewe around her femoral parts, and cleaning that up for breeding. Otherwise, they've got a lot of tags from the manure tags and everything, make it hard. The ewe can also get infection from those tags, get a UTI and whatnot, and be fertile. And so that's why tagging takes place in the fall to get them bred up. Then, right before we start lambing, the ewes are all sheared. It makes it easier, one thing, for the lamb to find the teat to get on it. The other thing is the ewe feels the cold as well as so the lambs, if they're born out in the weather and it's cold, they won't survive very well if it's snowy or anything without being in the trees. So the ewe, if she feels the same cold, she'll get into the shed to have her lambs. These are called the mixing pens, and we have a whole bunch of them on the north side of the jug barn. And so we'll turn 5 ewes out in a pen, 5 or 6, just depending on how many we have. They'll first mix with 5 or 6 ewes. That way the lamb and the ewe can find each other easier as we get. So they'll spend a day or 48 hours like this, then they'll go into a bunch of 10 or 12. And the further we go up toward the east, the bigger the bunch gets. So all the bunches on the other end are 10. And then after they spend a little while in a bunch of 10, then we mix them into a bunch of 20, and then after 20, then they go into a bunch of 40, and then we'll mix the bunches of 40. We'll usually work them before we'll mix them after that, where we work them, we vaccinate them with the old reading disease, and then ban any of the males that we don't want for rams. We banned them, and then we banned everything's tail gets a ban, and we get rid of it. And then earmarking, so that we know what breed it is and that it belongs to SUU. They have an earmark too. The Targhee has a different earmark, and the Suffolk has a different earmark, and the Rambouillet has a different earmark, so that if they lose their tags, we can still know what breed they are. And so then we just process them through. It's a busy, just getting them out of the jugs is a big job. We write, Andy has a number system that we're using, and then we can tell which ewe, we can tell what breed they are by the color, we can tell what ewe they go to by the number, and then they'll have a line for every lamb they had, and the lambs will have, if they're a twin, they'll have 2 lines, if they're a triplet, they'll have 3 lines, if they're a single, they'll have 1 line. That way we can tell in the mixing pens if there's a problem, and then we can find its mother and put them back together.
Okay, we're going to show you what we do to process these lambs. For our operation, we have commercial lambs, which are these crossbred ones, and then we also have our white-faced purebreds that we're going to keep. So we process those two a little bit differently. We're going to show you first on this market lamb. Basically what we want to do is, on these market lambs, anytime we pick a lamb up, we inspect it, see if there's any problems with it, anything that we need to pay attention to. All of these lambs are about 2 weeks old. So some of the sheep that you saw earlier in the video, you'll notice some of these little small ones here. In a couple weeks they're going to gain, and they'll look just like these ones here. So they gain about 1 pound a day. So this little guy, this little buck lamb that you can see, the first thing we're going to do, once we've inspected him, everything looks good, we're going to take one of these banders and we put this around the tail. Or first we're going to do the nuts. We're going to castrate him. Make sure both nuts are in the scrotum. Stretch this out and pull the scrotum in there. Once both nuts are in there firmly, then we release that band. That little Cheerio is going to stay right on the nuts. That cuts off the blood supply, and in about 2 weeks, those will just fall off. We've had really good success using these banders. You can use them anytime from birth up to a couple weeks without any problems. One of the advantages is it doesn't have an open wound, so it doesn't allow infection to get in there. We use the same thing on the tails. So once we put that on the nuts, go ahead and bring the buck up, and then we open that up, do the same thing, slide the tail in there. And what we want to do with our sheep is we want to go down about 2 vertebrae on their tail and put it in between the vertebrae. That gives us a little bit of a handle. When you're handling sheep, if you are able to grab a little bit of that tail, it allows you to move it real easy. We're going to leave a little bit as well that supports their rectum there. What we found with our ewe lambs, if you do that too short like they do with a lot of show lambs, they're more likely to have a prolapse, causes some problems. So leaving a little bit of tail gives some support to that area. You don't want to leave too much to where it collects manure, allows maggots and flies to come in there and do some problems, spread some disease that way. So our whole purpose is just to keep that back end clean, keep flies off of it, but we do want to provide a little support right there. So once we castrate them, once we band the tails, those will fall off in about 2 to 3 weeks as well. The next thing that we do with our market lambs, we're going to take this ear marker that basically punches a hole in the ear. This is unique to us, just like our brand. So every producer should have a different ear mark. And then we have a little process that we use to sort them. Makes it easy as we're sorting down the alley. So with our market lambs, we come in here, we do a notch on each side. Just punch a little of that out. That's our earmark for market lambs. Then as we're sorting them when we're ready to ship, we're able to see that, send them on through. And that's everything that we'll do for our market lambs except for vaccination. Our vaccination, we use a C, D, and T. So it's a Clostridium and Clostridial, and then it also has a tetanus toxoid in it that will give these lambs protection against tetanus. Tetanus is something we're worried about. That's why we use our iodine on our firstborn. Close off that navel, protect them against that. So what we'll do is just take and we get this sub-tube. We just insert the needle underneath the skin. Each lamb gets 2 cc's of the